Acharya Siddhesh Varapadukabhyo Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhya Ainkara Rimkara Rahasya Yukta Shrimkara Gurar Tama Vibhutya Omkara Marma Pratiparinibhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Otrak Niyavishotru Omari Sarva Tritibasamanam Yad Brahma Tadbo Ravitarinibhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Kamari Sarpa Prajagarudabhyam Vivekavera Yaniri Pradabhyam Vora Pradabhyam Dhrutamokshadabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Ananta Samsara Samudratara Lokaitabhyam Sthirabhaktidabhyam Jadyabdi Samsho Shanavaravabhyam Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam Om Shanti 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 Om Asya Shri Guru Gita Stotra Mantrasya Bhagavan Sada Shiva Rishi Nana Vidani Chandamsi Shri Guru Paramatma Devata Ambijam Sa Shakti Kram Tilakam Shri Guru Prasara Siddhyarte Jape Viniyogam Ata Dhyanam Hamsabhyam Parivritta Patra Kamaler Divir Jagakaranir Dishvokirnamanekade Anilayem Swachandamadme Chayam Tadyo Tam Parasham Bhavam Tucharanam Dipankura Grahinam Pratyakshaksharavigram Guru Param Dhyayed Vibhum Shashvatam Sutta Uvacha Kailasa Shikare Ramye Bhakti Sandaranayakam Pranamya Parvati Bhaktya Shankaram Paya Pruchati Shri Devi Uvacha Om Namo Deva Devesha Parapara Jagadguru Sadashiva Mahadeva Guru Riksham Pradehi Me Namarge Goswamin Dehi Brahmam Mayo Bhave Swam Kripam Kurame Swamin Namami Charanotava Ishvara Uvacha Mama Rupasi Devi Tvam Tvaprityartam Vadamyam Lokopakaraka Prashno Nakenapi Kurtapura Durlabam Trishnu Lokeshu Tatturushvavadamyam Guru Vina Brahmananyam Satyam Satyam Varanane Veda Shastra Puranani Itihasadikhani Cha Mantra Yantra Dividyasha Smriti Ruchatanarikam Shiva Shaktagamādini Anyani Vivirani Cha Apabramshakarani Jivanam Brantate Chasam Yagno Vratam Tapodanam Japasirtam Tatevacham Guru Tavam Avignyaya Muraste Charate Janam Guru Budhya Manonanya Satyam Satyam Na Samshaya Talavartam Prayanastu Kartavyo Imanishribi Pura Vidya Jaganmaya Decha Jnana Sambhava Udayoya Prakashena Guru Shabdena Katyate Sarva Papa Vishuddhamma Shri Guru Parasevanat Dehi Brahma Bhavedyasmat Vakripartam Vadami Te Guru Paramujam Smrdva Jalam Shirasiddharaye Sarva Tirtha Vagasya Samprapnoti Phalam Naram Shoshanam Papa Pankasya Deepanam Yana Tejasam Guru Parorakam Samyak Samsaranavatarakam Ajnanam Mulaharanam Jamma Karma Nivaranam Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham Guru Parorakam Pibe Guru Parorakam Pitva Guru Shishta Bhojanam Guru Murte Saradhyanam Guru Mantram Sarajape Kashi Sheshram Tani Vaso Guru Vishveshwara Sakshat Tarakam Brahmanishritam Guru Parorakam Yatu Gaya Sok Sokshayo Vataha Tirtharaja Prayagascha Guru Murti Namo Namah Guru Murti Smare Nityam Guru Nama Sarajape Guru Ranjam Prakurvita Guru Ranyana Bhavaye Guru Vaktra Sitam Brahma Tapyate Taprasajatam Guru Dhyanam Sarakuryat Tulasvi Swapatiryatam Swashramam Cha Svajantim Cha Swarkirti Pushti Vardhanam Etat Sarvan Parityaja Guru Ranyana Bhavaye Ananyashchintayanto Mam Sulabam Paramam Param Tasmat Sarva Prayanena Guru Aradhanam Kuru Trilokes Bhaktavaktaro Devadya Surapannaga Guru Bhaktra Sita Vidya Guru Bhaktya Tulabhyate Dukkarashvan Arascha Rukarashteja Uchate Ajnanagrasakam Brahma Gururevana Samshaya Dukkara Pratamo Varno Mayadi Gunabhasaka Dukkaro Dvitiyo Brahma Maya Branti Vinashanam Evam Guru Param Shrishtam Devanam Api Durlabham Ahu Ganesh Shiva Gandharveshta Prapujyate Dhruvam Tesha Sarvesham Nasitadvam Guru Param Asanam Shayanam Vastram Bhushanam Vanarikam Sadhakena Pradatavyam Guru Santoshakarakam Guru Radhanam Karyam Swajivitvam Nivedaye Karmana Manasa Vacha Sadgurubhyo nivedaye Atmadharadikam sarvam Sadgurubhyo nivedaye Tumikita basmavista Chakam Shleshmaraktam Tvachamamsam Panchayena Varanane Samsara Vrukshamaruta Antanto Narakarnave Yena Chevadruta Sarve Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Parabrahma Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Etave Jagatameva Samsaranavasetave Prabhave Sarva Vidyanam Shambhave Gurave Namah Ajnanatimirandasya Hayam Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Tvam Pita Tvam Cha Me Mata Tvam Bandhushvam Cha Revata Samsara Pratibhorartham Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yat Satyena Jagat Satyam Ya Prakashena Bhaktitat Yaranandena Nandanti Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yasya Sitya Satyamidam Ya Bhati Vanarupatam Priyam Putrariya Pritya Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yena Chaitayate Hiram Chitam Chaitayate Nayam Yarim Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yasya Dhyanariram Vishwam Nadrusham Bina Beratam Sare Karuparupaya Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yasya Matam Tasya Matam Matam Yasya Navedasa Ananya Bhava Bhavaya Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yasya Karana Rupasya Kaya Rupena Bhatiyat Kaya Karana Rupaya Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Nana Rupamiram Sarvam Nakena Pyasti Binata Kaya Karana Tacheva Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yarangri Kamaladvamvam Tarakam Sarvarapabhya Shri Gurum Pranamamyam Shive Kude Guru Shata Guru Krude Shivo Nahi Tasmat Sarva Prayanena Shri Gurum Sharanam Raje Vande Guru Paradvamvam Vamanashita Gocharam Shveta Rakta Prabhavinam Shiva Shaktya Makamparam Dukkaram Cha Gunachitam Rukaram Rupavarjitam Gunatita Sarupam Cha Yodaryatsa Guru Smritam Atrinetra Sarva Sakshi Achaturvanano Brahma Shri Guru Katita Priye Ayamayanjalir Bhadu Daya Sagara Vridaye Yadanugrato Jantush Chitra Samsara Mukti Bhak Shri Guru Paramam Rupam Viveka Chakshushomutam Mandavagyana Pashyanti Anda Suryodayam Yata Srinatha Charanadvamvam Yasyam Dishi Virajate तस्यै दिशे नमस्कुर्यात् भक्त्या प्रतिदिनं प्रिये तस्यै दिशे सततमञ्चलरेषार्ये प्रक्षिप्यते मुखरितो मरुपेर्बुधिश्च जर्गार्थि यत्र भगवन् गुरुचक्रवर्ती विश्वोदय प्रलनातक नित्यसाक्षी श्रीनाथारि गुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पीतात्रयं भैरवं सिद्धोकं बतुकत्रयं परयुगं द्युतिक्रमं मण्डलम् वीरं राष्ट्रतशु शशास्ति नवकं वीरावलि पञ्चकं श्रीमामलिनि मन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरुर्मण्डलम् अभ्यस्ते सकले सुदीर्घमनिले यादि दुष्करे प्राणायामशतेरने ककरणे दुःखात्मके दुर्जये यास्मिन्नाभ्युदिते विनाशति बलिं वायु स्वयं तत्क्षणात् प्राप्तुं तत्सहजं स्वभावमनिशां सेवार्वमेकं गुरुं स्वदेशिकसेव शरीरचिन्तनं भवेदर्तस्य शिवस्य चिन्तनं स्वदेशिकसेवच नाम कीर्तनं भवेदर्तस्य शिवस्य कीर्तनम् यः पररेणुकनिका कापि संसारवारिधे सेतुबन्धायते नाथं देशिकं तमुपास्महे यस्मादनुग्रहं लब्ध्वा महर्ज्ञानमुत्सृजे तस्मै श्रीदेशिकेन्द्राय नमस्ताभीष्टसिद्धये आरब्जं सर्व संसार दावनलविनाशकं ब्रह्मरन्ध्रेसितं बोधा मध्यस्थं चन्द्रमण्डले आकतारीतिरे कब्जे सहस्रडालमण्डले हंसपार्श्वत्रिकोणे च स्मरेतन्मध्यगं गुरुम् सकलभुवनसृष्टिं कल्पितशेषपुष्टिं निखिलनिगमदृष्टिं सम्परं व्यर्थदृष्टिम् अवगुणपुरीमर्ष्टिस् तत्परर्टेकदृष्टिर्परमेष्टिर् मोक्षमार्गेकदृष्टिं सकलभुवनरङ्गा तत्परसंवयस्तिं सकरुण सर्ववृष्टिस् तत्त्वमालसमस्तिं सकलसमयसृष्टिं सच्चिदानन्ददृष्टिर् निवसतु मयि नित्यं श्रीगुरो दिव्यदृष्टिम् अग्निशुद्धसमं चातु ज्वालपरीक्षकार्या मन्त्रराजमिमं मन्ये अनिशं पातं मृत्युछा हरे जति धने जति तद्दुरे तत्समीपके तरन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तरु सर्वस्य भायथा अजोऽहमजरोऽहं च अनदीनिधनस्वयम् अविकारश्चिरानन्द अनियन्नातो महान् अपूर्वं परं नित्यं Swayam Jyotirniramaya Virajam Paramakasham Dhruvamanandamavyayam Shruti Pratyakshametiya Manumanashtratushtayam Yasya Chamatapo Veda Deshikam Cha Sarasmare Marananya Bhavam Karyam Tavaramimate Sarupam Chamaya Drishvam Vaiti Shtati Sampratam Akandamandalakaram Yaptam Yena Characharam Taparam Darshitam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Sarva Shuddhi Shiroratna Vedantam Bhuja Suryoyas Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Yasya Smarana Matrena Yanamupadyate Swayam Ya Eva Sarva Sampraptis Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Chaitanyam Shashvatam Shantam Vyomatitam Niranjanam Narabindu Kalatitam Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Savaram Jagaman Cheva Tata Cheva Characharam Jagat Sarvam Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Jnana Shakti Samarudas Padmamala Vibhushita Mukti Mukti Pradhatayas Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Aneka Janma Samprata Sarva Karma Virayine Swapmagyana Prabhavena Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Nagurorarikam Tattvam Tattvam Yana Param Nasti Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Manata Shri Jagannatho Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mama Sarva Bhutatma Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Jnanamulam Guru Murti Pujamulam Guru Param Mantramulam Guru Vakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa Guru Radhira Narisha Guru Parataram Nasti Tasme Shri Gurave Namah Sapta Sagara Paniyanta Kirta Snanarikam Phalam Guru Rangri Payo Bindu Sasam Shrena Dullavam Aro Rushe Guru Shata Guru Rushena Kashtana Tasmat Sarva Prayanena Shri Gurum Sharanam Raje Guru Reva Jagat Sarvam Brahma Vishnu Shiva Makam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmat Sampujayet Gurum Jnana Vijnana Saitam Labhyate Guru Bhaktitam Guru Parataram Nasti Deyo So Guru Margivi Yasmat Parataram Nasti Neti Neti Tiveshtuji Manasa Vacha Sacheva Nityamara Dayet Gurum Guru Kripa Prasadena Brahma Vishnu Sarashiva Samartha Pravadocha Kevalam Guru Sevaya Eva Kinnara Gandharva Pitaro Yaksha Charana Munayo Pina Jananti Guru Shushushane Vidim Ahankara Garbena Tapavedya Balandita Samsara Kuharava यन्त्रे यथागता नमुक्ता देव गन्धर्व पितरो यक्ष किन्नरा ऋषय सर्वसिद्धश्च गुरुसेवा परङ्मुखा ज्ञानं शृणु महादेवी सर्वानन्दप्रदायकं सर्वसौख्यकरं नित्यं मुक्तिविरायकम् श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं स्मरामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं वदामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं नमामि श्रीमत्परब्रह्म गुरुं भजामि ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तद्भमस्यानिलक्षम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यभूतं चिरानन्दं गुरुब्रह्मानमम्यम् हृदाम्बुजे कर्णिकमाद्य संस्थे सीमासने संस्थित्यदिव्यमूर्तिं ध्यायेत् गुरुं चन्द्रकलाप्रकाशं श्रीपुस्तकाभिष्टवरं ददानं श्वेताम्बरं श्वेतविलेपपुष्पं मुक्ताविभूषं मुरितां द्विनेत्रं वामाङ्कपीता सित्यदिव्यशक्तिं मन्दास्मितं सान्द्रकृपानिरालम् आनन्दमानन्दकरं प्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधयुक्तं योगीन्द्रमेधियां भवरोगवेद्यां श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमां नमामि यस्मै सृष्टिस्थितिध्वंसा निग्रहानुग्राहकं कृत्यं पञ्चवीरं शाश्वतं भासते तं नमाम्यहम् प्रातःशिरशिशुक्लाब्जे विनयत्वं द्विभुजं गुरुं वरपायायुतं शान्तं स्मरेतं नाम पूर्वकम् न गुरोररिकं न गुरोररिकं न गुरोररिकं न गुरोररिकं शिवशासनता 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 धीरमेव शिवं धीरमेव शिवं धीरमेव शिवं धीरमेव शिवं मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनतो मम शासनता एवं विदं गुरुं यात्वा ज्ञानम् उत्पद्यते स्वयं तत्सद्गुरुप्रसादेन मुक्तामिति भावये गुरुदर्शितमार्गेण मनःशुद्धिं तु कारये अनित्यं खण्डये सर्वं कर्मनिष्कर्मयात्मकम् एयं सर्वस्वरूपं च ज्ञानं च मान उच्यते ज्ञानमेया समं कुर्यान् अन्यपन्था द्वितीयकम् एवं श्रुत्वा महादेवी गुरुनेदं करोति सायति नरकं घोरं यावच्चन्द्रदिवाकरो यावकल्पाञ्चकोदेहास् तावदेव गुरुं स्मरे गुरुलोपन कर्तव्या स्वच्छन्दो यरिभाभवे ताव्यं प्राज्ञशिशेकतञ्चना गुरुरग्रेण वक्तव्यम् असत्यं च कराचना गुरुं त्वां कृत्य गुरुं निर्जित्य वादता अरण्ये निर्दले देशे सा भवे ब्रह्मराक्षसा मुनिपीपानगिर्वापि सूर्यवशापितो यरि गुरुरक्षति पार्वती आशक्ता ईश्वराद्याश्च आशक्ता मुनयस्तथा गुरुशापेन ते शीघ्रं जायं यन्ति न संशया मन्त्रराजमिरं देवी गुरुरित्यक्षरद्वयम् स्मृतिवेरार्थवाक्येन गुरु साक्षात् परम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृति अविज्ञाय केवलं गुरुसेवका ते वै सन्न्यासिना प्रोक्ता इतरे वेषधारिणाम् नित्यं ब्रह्मनिराकारं निर्गुणं बोधये परं सर्वं ब्रह्मनिराभासं दीपदीपान्तरं यथा गुरो कृपा प्रसादेन आत्मरमं निरीक्षये अनेन ज्ञानं प्रवर्तते अब्रह्मस्य अण्यञ्चं परमस्वरूपकं स्थावरं जगमं चैव प्रणमामि जगन्मयम् वन्देऽहं सच्चिदानन्दं निरतीतं सद्गुरुं नित्यं पूर्णं निराकारं निर्गुणं स्वात्मसंस्थितम् परतरं ध्येयम् कारकं हृदयाकाशमध्यस्थं शुद्धस्फटिकसानिभम् स्फटिकप्रतिमारूपं दृश्यते दर्पणे यथा तथा मणिचिराकारम् आनन्दं सोऽहमित्युषा अङ्गुष्ठमन्त्रपुरुषं गायता चिन्मयं हृदि तत्र स्फुरति भावो या शृणुतां कथयं याम् अगोचरं च तागम्यं नामरूपविवर्जितं निःशब्दं च विजानीयात् स्वभावं ब्रह्म पार्वती कर्पूरकुसुमारिषु शीतोष्णारि स्वभावेन तथा ब्रह्म च शाश्वतम् स्वयं तथाविधो भूत्वा स्थातव्यं यत्र कुत्रचित् तत्र ज्ञानं भवति तदृशम् गुरुज्ञानं तथा कृत्वा स्वयं ब्रह्ममयो भवेत् पिण्डे पारे तथा रूपे मुक्तो सोनात्र संशया श्री पार्वती उवाच पिण्डं किं च महादेव परं किं समुदारुचं रूपतीतं च रूपं किम् एतत्त्यायि शङ्करा श्री महादेव उवाच पिण्डं कुण्डलिनी शक्तिः परमहंसमुदारुचं रूपमिन्दुरिति येयं रूपतीतं निरञ्जनम् कुण्डे मुक्ता परे मुक्ता रूपे मुक्ता वरानने मुक्तास्ते मुक्ता नात्र संशया स्वयं सर्वमयो भूत्वा परं तत्त्वं विलोकये निरालयम् तस्य वालोकनं प्राप्य सर्वसङ्गविवर्जिता एकाकी निःश्वासन्तः निश्चते प्रसादता लादम्ब धनलादम्ब स्वबबबलं चिता निष्कामेनेव भोक्तव्यं सदा सन्तुष्टते च सा सर्वज्ञ परमित्याहुर् देहि सर्वं मयो बुधा सदानन्द सरशान्तो रमते यत्र कुत्रचित् यत्रैव तिष्ठते सोऽपि सदेश पुण्यभाजनम् मुक्तस्य लक्षणं देवी तव अग्रे कथितं मया उपदेशस्तथा देवी गुरुमार्गेण मुक्तिरा गुरुभक्ति सता ध्यानं सकलं तव कीर्तितम् अनेन य भवे कार्यम् अवरमिमामचे लोकोपकारकं देवी लौकिकं तु न भावये मनोयान्ति यानयेन भवर्णवान् यानि तु भावये सर्वं कर्म निष्कर्म यत्कृतम् इदं तु भक्तिभावेन पाठते शृणुते यदि लिखित्वा प्रदातव्यं तत्सर्वं सफलं भवेत् गुरुगीतात्मकं देवी सुधातव्यं मयोरितं भावव्याधिविनाशार्थं स्वयमेव जपे सदा गुरुगीताक्षरैकं च मन्त्ररसामिमं जपे अन्ये च विविधा मन्त्रा फलं नान्ति षोडशीम् अनन्तफलमप्नोति गुरुगीता जपेन च सर्वपापप्रशमनं सर्वदारिद्र्यनाशनम् कालमृत्युभयहरं सर्वसङ्कटनाशनं यक्षराक्षसभूतानां शौरव्याघ्रभयापहम् महाव्याधिहरं सर्वं विभूतिसिरिदं भवेत् आतवां मोहनं वश्यं स्वयमेव जपे सदा पार्श्वस्थाने च दारिद्र्यं पाशने रोगसम्भवा मेदिन्यां दुःखमाप्नोति हर्षे भवति निष्फलम् कृष्णार्जुने ज्ञानसिद्धिर् मोक्षशीघ्राग्रचर्मणि कुशासने ज्ञानसिद्धिः सर्वसिरुष्टुकम्बले कुशेवादुर्वया देवी आसने शुभ्रकम्बले उपविशततो देवी तपेदेकाकमानसा देयं शुक्लं च शन्यर्थं वशे रक्तासनं प्रिये अभिचारे कृष्णवर्णं पीतवर्णं ननागमे उत्तरे शान्तिकामस्तु वशे पूर्वमुखो जपे दक्षिणे मारणं प्रोक्तं पश्चिमे च धनागमा मोहनं सर्वभूतानां बन्धमोक्षकरं भवेत् देवराजा प्रियकरं सर्वलोकवशं भवेत् समनकरं गुणानां च विवर्धनं दुष्कर्मणां सुकर्म सिद्धिं भवेत् असिदं साधये कार्यं नवग्रहभयापहं दुःस्वप्ननाशनं चैव दुःस्वप्नफलदायकम् सर्वशान्तिकरं नित्यं Tatavanyasa pucharam Avedavyam garam srinam Sobhagyadayakam sada Ayurarogameshvarya Putra Putra Pavardanam Akamata Shri Virava Japamuksham Avatnuyat Avedavyam Sakamatum Labhate Chanya Janmani Sarva Dukkam Bhayam Vignam Nashaye Chapaharakam Sarva Bada Prashamanam Dharmata Kama Moksharam Yam Yam Chintayate Kamam Tam Tam Kamitasya Kamadenu Kalpana Kalpaparapa Chintamani Shintitasya Sarva Mangala Karakam Moksha Eturjape Nityam Moksha Shriyam Avapnuyat Yoga Kamo Jape Yove Tasya Kama Falakradam Surascha Ganapana Vaishnava Shiva Shastiriram Devi Satyam Satyam Na Samshaya Ata Kamya Jape Stanam Hattayami Varanane Sagareva Saritire Atavari Aralaye Shakti Devalaye Goste Sarva Devalaye Shubhe Vacheta Datri Mudeva Matri Vrindavane Tata Pavitrine Malestane Nityanushtana Topiva Nirvedane Namorena Tapamitam Samachare Mashane Bhaya Bhumotu Vandamulantike Tataha Siddhyanti Dotare Mule Chitta Vriksha Sasanido Guru Putra Varamurkas Tasya Siddhyanti Nanyata Shubha Karmani Sarvani Diksha Vrata Tapamsi Cha Samsara Malana Shartam Bhava Pashani Vrittaye Guru Gita Vasi Snanam Tadvadya Kurute Sadam Sada Sabrahma Vittamam Tasya Sthanani Sarvani Pavitrani Na Samshaya Sarva Shuddha Pavitroso Svabhavadyatra Tishtati Tatra Deva Gana Sarve Kshetre Pite Vasanti Asanasta Shayanova Varsasi Samvaranapi Ashvarudo Gajaruda Uttova Jagrato Piva Suchismamsa Saradyani Guru Gita Japena Tu Tasya Darshana Matrena Vidyate Samudre Chayata Toyam Shire Shiram Gute Gutam Vinde Kumbe Yatakashas Atama Paramatmani Ate Vadyani Jivatma Parama Mani Liyate Aikena Ramate Gyani Yatra Tatra Rivani Sham Evam Vido Mahamukta Sarvara Tasya Sarva Prayanena Bhava Bhaktin Karotiyam Sarva Sandeya Raito Mukto Bhavati Parvati Shiva Grecha Saraswati Anina Pranina Sarve Guru Gita Japena Tu Sarva Sirim Pramnuvanti सिद्धिमुक्तिं न संशया सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं धर्मं सत्यं मयोरितं गुरुगीता समं नास्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने एको देव एको धर्म एकनिष्ठा परं चपा गुरु परतरं नान्यत् नास्ति तत्त्वं गुरु परम् माता धन्या पिता धन्यो धन्यो वक्षाकुलं च धन्या च वसुरा गुरु भक्ति सुदुर्लभा शरीरमेन्द्रियं प्राणश्च स्वजन बन्धवा माता पिता कुलं देवी गुरुरेव न संशया अकल्पजमना कोट्या जपा व्रता तपा क्रिया तत्सर्वं सफलं देवी गुरु सन्तोषमात्रता विद्यतापोबलेनेव गुरु सेवां न कुर्वन्ति सत्यं सत्यं वरानने ब्रह्म विष्णु महेशाश्च देवर्षि पितृकिन्नरा सुधाचारण यक्षाश्च अनेपि मुनयो जना गुरुभाव परं तीर्थम् अन्यतीर्थं निरर्थकम् सर्वतीर्थाश्रयो देवी आरङ्गुष्यं च वर्तते जपेन जयमाप्नोति चानन्तफलमाप्नुयात् येन कर्म त्यजन् सर्वं स्थानानि च कर्माणि च जपमेन सरं कुर्वन् येन कर्मफलप्रदम् गुरुगीतां प्रयाणेव सङ्ग्रहमेरुपसङ्कते प्रपञ्चयमवाप्नोति मारणे मुक्तिदायकम् सर्वकर्म च सर्वत्र गुरुपुत्र सिद्ध्यति चिरं राज्य नो वाचं तावग्रे कथितं मया सुगोप्यां च प्रयाणेन ममं त्वं च प्रियात्विति स्वामी मुख्य शारी विष्णुवरिणं च पार्वती मनसाप्तेन वक्तव्यं सत्यं सत्यं वदाम्यहम् अतीव पार्वचिताय श्रद्धाभक्तियुताय च प्रवक्तव्यमिदं देवी मम मनसि सदा प्रिये अभते वाञ्छके दूर्थे पाकने नास्तिके नरे मनसाप्तेन वक्तव्या गुरुगीता करार्चना संसार सागर समुद्रगणेकमन्त्रं ब्रह्मादिदेवमन्त्रं दारिद्र्यदुःखभवरोगविनाशमन्त्रं वन्दे महाभयहरं गुरुराजमन्त्रम् इति श्रीस्कन्दपुराणे उत्तरखण्डेश्वर पार्वती संवादे गुरुगीता समाप्ता श्री गुरुदेव चरणार्पणमस्तु नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे शिष्यसंसारहरिणे भक्तकाये कदेहाय नमस्ते चित्सदात्मने निर्वासनं निराकाङ्क्षं सर्वदोषविवर्जितं निरालम्बं निरातङ्कं नित्यानन्दं नमाम्यहम् निर्ममं निराकारं समलोष्टाश्मकञ्चनं समदुःखसुखमधीरम् अवधूतं नमाम्यहम् vinashiramamanam ekabhignaya tatvatam vitaragavayakrodam nityanandam namamyam naham deho name deho jivo namamiti santushtam avadutam namamyam samasapkalpana mantram atmamukha sanatana iti vignaya santruptam nityanandam namamyam samasam yopareyainam tam avadutam namamyam svabhaveneva yo yogi sukham bhogam na vanchati yadrushalabha santushtam nityanandam namamyam nivaninda prasansabhyam yasya vikriyate mana atma kriram atmanam avadutam namamyam nityam jagrat-avasthayam svapnavadyogatishtate nishchitam chinmayatmanam nityanandam namamyam vaisham nasti priyam nasti nasti asya shubhashubham terajnana viram tam avadutam namamyam jaram pasati no yastu jagat pashanti chinmayam nitya yuktam gunatitam nityanandam namamyam yo hi darshanamatrena avate bhuvanatrayam pavanam jagamam tirtam avadutam namamyam sarva pujam sarapurnam akandananda vikram swaprakasham chiranandam nityanandam namamyam Shriyam Shantam Nirmalam Paramamritam Ganesha Purivasinam Avadutam Namamyam Yoga Purnam Tapomurtim Prema Purnam Sudarshanam Jnana Purnam Kripamurtim Nityanandam Namamyam Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shanti Mapnuyat Shanto Mocheta Bandebhyo Mukta Shanyan Vimochaye Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Naye Namarge Namaye Mahisa Do Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Kale Varshatu Parajanya Prithivi Shashalini Deshoyam Shobharaito Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Pashyantu Kashid Kapat Bhave Sarva Sarat Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarva Kamana Vagnotu Sarva Savatra Nandatu Swasti Matrauta Pitrino Astu Swasti Gomyo Jagate Purushebhya Suvidatram Noastu Yoge Vadrushe Masuryam Om Shanti 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 Arati Karum Sada Guru Ki Karum Sada Guru
let's start with the introductory mantras. Nityanandaya Gurave Shishya Samsara Harine Bhaktakarya Kadehaya Namaste Chitsaratmane Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nisprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vibhishyavahe Om Shanti 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 Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Welcome again, everybody. A pleasure to see everybody. And now that the calendar says it's November, there is a bittersweet flavor in the teaching because we are getting closer to closing this, this cycle and start a new one. But in the meantime, I think it's important to remember what we have been learning because the mind tends to forget. So what we are doing here, and I see some people probably for the first time here, when they ask us, what do you study, what do you do here, what do they teach here, what is your guru teach, it's the self. Baba Muktananda would always say, this is the religion of the self. So what happens is that we need then to find out what is that self. And what happens is that in English, self has many meanings, as it does in all other languages. And when we refer to that self, it's a self with capital S, and it's a self that in Sanskrit is called Atman. But it's also two types of selves, the individual self and the divine self, the total cosmic self, we could say. So this is where our study comes. There are so many books, so many literature texts in Indian culture that we have been studying now for at least 15 years, a different book every year. So Gurudev comes and tells us, okay, this year you're going to do Upanishads, as was the case for 2024. And we have enjoyed it very much. It is incredible. It is so great that there are some scientists, like, for example, somebody called Thomson, Sir Richard Thomson, a British that used to live at the end of the 19th century, and he said something like, time should not be divided so much as AC, BC, as in before and after the Upanishads. That is the importance of that enormous body of work that we can study. So the way to get to the self actually is to quiet the mind and to become a witness of it, because we are always in the movie, in the action of what is happening in our lives. And there is a story that I like to tell about this. So there is a father, and he has a young child, and he tells the child, I'm going to take you to the movies. And the child, what is movies? Movies is something fantastic. On a screen, you can see stories, and you can see movement and music, and it's very fun. And by the way, I will buy you popcorn. So the child is very excited, and they go to the movie theater. But when they get there, the movie has already started. So they sit down, and he immediately sees all the action. We can imagine probably Star Wars or some movie like that. So he's watching and enjoying the movie and enjoying the popcorn, and suddenly he asks, Daddy, where is the screen? He says, the screen is right there before your very eyes. I don't see any screen yet, because now the action is being projected on that screen, but I can assure you that the screen is there. In olden times, when the movies were longer, there was like something called an intermission. So intermission is when they stop the movie for a moment, and then they put all the lights on, and then after that, one sees. In the beginning, you don't see anything, which is similar to being in the state of deep sleep. You don't see yourself, you don't see the theater, you don't see the other people, but then with some light, one begins to gain knowledge of what is happening around us. So when they stopped the movie, then the child saw that there was indeed a screen, like a screen that we have there. And what happens is that when the movie is going on, what requires the study of meditation is to stop the movie and see what is behind it, the foundation on which our life is projected. There are some sutras or some paragraphs in the spiritual literature of India, and they always say that this energy, the energy of life that we enjoy, that we use to do everything that we do here, it is projected by its own free will on its own screen. So it always compares that, since immemorial times, that is a projection there. So when things are moving and things are happening and we are in the midst of it, then we might think that our life is happy, or that our life is sad, or that the life is interesting, or that it's boring, or so many other aspects or qualifications that we give to our life. But we are always in it. We don't attain what is promised by Vedanta, which we can come here after having tasted many different flavors, we could say, in this lifetime, and if we believe in reincarnation in other lifetimes as well. So what happens is that the promise of this study says that once the mind stops, and that we always are in the state of a witness, witnessing what happens in the mind, therefore witnessing what happened in life, then is the cessation of all suffering and the attainment on the highest bliss. So this is big words. Is the finish all suffering, and we might think, I'm not suffering, but my life is okay. But what happens is that it's a limited feeling, it's a limited life, it's a limited knowledge that will be open when the mind still, I don't know, like, for example, when Patanjali says that knowledge comes when there's no movement in the mind. All of these thoughts are strange for many people, but ourselves here, the thing what happens is that at some point one needs to know. One needs to know what is life, one needs to know what am I doing here, what needs to know how am I going to achieve all of these things that they talk about. And it begins to get like-minded people, like-minded friends, and coming to a place like this where we read and study and learn and experience all these things. So when the movie, as they say, has to stop, then one can see clearly what is there. There is analogy that is spoken of, especially at the beginning of all the meditation classes, everywhere where I've been, and they compare the mind to a lake. And they say when the lake is clear, when the lake is transparent, when there's no movement, then one can see the bottom of that lake. One can see the bottom of that mind and gain that knowledge that lies there. But when it's muddy or when it's agitated, then we cannot see that. And we are not going to do it until we find a reason. And the reason is the experience. The experience is experiencing some kind of joy that is different from what we're used to. Like when we come to an intensive and then we walk away and go home and we see it was different. There was different, many hours of meditating, many hours of silence, many, the mantra, all of these things that we do here. So then we judge things differently. And you would think, okay, why should I switch off my movie? My movie is a mix of a comedy and a tragedy, like all movies are, no? It's not a Meg Ryan film, but it's also not a tragedy. The thirst for knowledge comes after studying. The thirst for knowledge comes like when you begin to see that everything that we know is very limited. I was finding something about one of the French philosophers that maybe you heard about him, for sure. He is called Descartes. Let me just find it. Because he said something interesting, but he's famous for having said something different. So this philosopher, he lived in the year 1596 to 1650. And he wanted to know what is real and what is unreal and what is true, because he had read the Indian literature. So he was very much into it, and he used to get together with great minds of his time. So the phrase that we all know probably is, I think, therefore I exist. Cogito ergo sum, because he said it in Latin. Because in the West, Latin is like for us Sanskrit, it's the sacred language of knowledge. So cogito ergo sum, and he said, I think, and therefore I exist. But then a few paragraphs, this is what we all know and remember. But a few paragraphs later, he says something even more interesting. He says, of that what I know, I'm not sure. And this we can go over what I know, he said. I must say it in French, no? But I'm going to say it in English. So he said, what I know is what my senses bring me information about, and it is analyzed by my brain, and it gives me an experience, which I think is the experience of a first-person experience, that I am seeing that. But he saw also that there are another state where people are sleeping, and it seems to give you a first-person experience, and it's not. It is the experience of being asleep. It's very different. In that case, he thought, okay, when I see something blue, what in modern science is called qualia, the blueness, the humidityness, and all of this is something very current now. People are studying, and they name that first-person experience qualia. It's a new thing. It's getting very popular because you think that you have a first-person experience, but usually it's not. It's a combination of knowledge that you have before with new experience, with new information, and then when you see it, you compare it to the information that is already there. So the result that comes from this is like a mix. It's not pure knowledge. And we know it every time we see something. Like, for example, we see this object and we think, okay, it's wooden and it has something like legs to sustain itself. And I've seen in my life since I was a child, tables. Table is something like this. So this must be a table. The brain does that very fast. So this is the way children learn. They don't have to learn from every chair in the universe, that is a chair, it's another chair, you learn it once, and then you apply that knowledge into the new information. But the problem is that we do it with information that is not always right, that is not always pure, and that's not always correct, because we have learned it from our parents, or from society, or from our own experiences that change with time. This is what he was thinking. So he says, of that what I know, I'm not sure. Of that I know that this smells like a flower, but somebody told me that this is a flower, and somebody told me that this is a smell. But what is my first-person experience? My first-person experience is a mix of what I think should be, of what I know from before, and the new information. So the mind is not perceiving in a pure form. This is the new science. Now the neurologists are talking a lot about this word qualia. It is like what quantum physics was 10 years ago, and everybody wanted to know quantum physics. Now it's qualia. And the second thing Descartes says is, of that what I don't understand, I cannot doubt. That what I don't understand, meaning that I am alive, that I exist, I cannot doubt it because I see that I exist. But how do I exist? Existing is realizing that you have those foundation in which life is sustained. That foundation, that you could say ocean, is called existence. When people try to understand what is existence, there are 3 words that we use in the scriptures, 3 words to define that reality. It's not God, it's reality, and the first one is called Sat. So Sat, what it means is that it's true. that is eternal, that it doesn't change, that is from before, the same as it is now, the same as it will be in the future, the same. So it doesn't change, and therefore it is called true, because it doesn't change. Anything that seems to be true but changes, then in this philosophy we say that it's temporary and therefore not completely true. To our senses it is true, but it is not eternal. Then that reality has to fulfill three requirements. One is sat, that is true. One is chit, which means is aware, is conscious of what it is creating, is conscious of what is happening there. The same that galaxies, planets, universes are created in this, like we could say, ocean of potentiality, is created in the smallest atom. And the smallest thing is the same as the other. Bigger, biggest, and the extra big is the same as the small, smaller, subtle. And there are even chants that we do here when we praise that reality that says, you are subtler than the subtlest. You are denser than the densest. You are bigger than the biggest and smaller than the smallest, because we try to find words to describe this experience. So he says, I cannot doubt that I am alive, but my senses bring to me as information something that is already being constructed. So this I find very interesting. And the interesting part comes here, that when we find that foundation, which is true and is also aware, that knows what it's doing, that brings about a feeling of joy that is more than joy, bliss. So bliss doesn't come from temporary fulfillment of our little desires. Like you think, for example, oh, I saw this car, I want it. And then we go and buy it. And for a moment, it's so great. And we invite our friends to ride in it, go have coffee, compare it to my old car that I didn't like that much anymore. But how long does that joy last? It only lasts until some other desire comes, until some other comparison. And we could see, for example, with our iPhones, that I have an 11, and everybody tells me, my friends, you need. And I said, need is a big word. I don't need 18. 11 is perfect for me, but the mind creates all these needs. And we don't realize it until we start sitting down every day, contemplating what is the production that the mind is bringing to us. So this is great philosophers that study this. There will be, next year, a study of Shiva Shakti, which is very dear to us. Actually, I would say more than the Upanishads. We have studied for about 10 years in different forms and different books, and this one promises to be very, very interesting, which is the two aspects of creation. One is immanent, like it's just there, existing without doing anything, without pulsating, just existing there. And then that, according to something that I will read later, begins to pulsate, and is what is called the Big Bang. It creates something, and that something creates something else, and it expands, and it grows, and it's wonderful, and that power is called Shakti. We call it Shakti here, and Shakti and Shiva, which is we could say avatar of this reality, then get together, and creation comes from that. And the book that we're going to read is about exactly this, by one brilliant writer about Shiva Shakti, which is Shankaracharya. Maybe you know the name, maybe not, but we will very well get to know it this year. Now what I'm thinking, this is the problem, no, what I'm thinking is that while we study all the Shiva Shakti, we have never to forget that both Shiva and Shakti come from existence, that existence is the foundation of this, that they don't exist in themselves, and they are able to perform that power that comes from that existence, from that power. And why is this important to us? Because we are also that. We are also that power. there is a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, that says, all the bodies that exist in the world, there is only one soul, I am that. So Lord Krishna is explaining life to his disciple Arjuna in the battlefield. And among many other questions, main questions are about death, life and death. So he tells him, don't worry that you are in the battlefield and you have to, of course, to win the war, kill all these people, because war is like that, and they will try to kill you. But nothing is living and nothing is dying. It is just always the same permanent existence there that takes on different forms and appears to, this is another thing with English, appears to appear and disappear. It is a symbol of the many bodies that exist here. And the bodies are not only human, the bodies are animals, are plants, and everything in creation. There is one soul, and I am that. When we realize that we are that, there's this feeling of joy, the feeling of bliss. And we may think, well, but I'm not a saint really, you know. When am I going to get that? How many lifetimes we have to do practice? How many lifetimes we have to do things? How many prayers in order to achieve that bliss? But that bliss is ours. That is who we are. It shouldn't be difficult as long as the mind doesn't put, like obstacles between that and the experience. And I don't know if you remember, there was a movie once in 1980 that was called Altered States. Altered State became a very, very famous movie directed by Ken Russell and then adapted by a well-known, I could say, playwright, Paddy Chase. It was a movie about somebody who wanted to transcend his mind. So he creates a tank of water. The water is body temperature, room temperature, and there's no light, absolutely no light, it's totally dark, and there's no sound at all. And he goes there. This is a true story. I'm saying it's a movie, they made it a movie, but the scientist John C. Lilly did this experiment. And so he did that for 48 hours. And what he said is that he found the base of all consciousness. Because what happened is that in silence, the mind first identifies, I have so many thoughts. But in a short time, they subside because there's no food for the thoughts. What keeps the thoughts as what keeps everything else is that you have a thought and another thought comes and they feed each other and there comes more. But when you are in silence, I experienced this these 2 days because we had the fortune of having a silent retreat here, a group that is practicing silence. And it had taken only 3 meals, lunch, breakfast and lunch for me, to realize how much silence is there. It's present. We just need not to feed it. Like somebody says, good lunch, and you resist, they think I'm not nice, but I'm not going to respond. So you keep on eating. The weather, beautiful. Suddenly, the silence is there. Silence is our treasure. Silence is our true reality. And I can tell you in 2 days. So this person got there in the tank, and then he said that his mind began to float, and they began to float beyond his body. And then he saw things, and then he experienced extreme peace. And then he started having remembrance from another lifetimes. Like he discovered himself, and when he came from the tank, he was never the same again. So this is what we get with meditation. We go into that space, we go into the silence, the peace, and it's not difficult. After a little while, if we don't feed those thoughts, then they subside, they disappear. And then, as they said, the light illumines itself. Like when you go see this movie and then the projector is just there with that movie, you see that it's a light, it's only light. So that is what happens when the liberation is the word, no? The name of our guru, Muktananda, means liberation, and it's liberation from the mind, from the concepts of the mind, that then allows you to enjoy all this. We study then Vedanta, and it gives us many, many exercises to do. So I brought one that I consider to be very easy, so we can practice it at all times. We don't have to even sit down, close our eyes, nothing. And it's called five negations. It's called this exercise about consciousness. And once again, consciousness is that cannot be named. Consciousness is the foundation. It doesn't have a name because it is the first person experience. It's singular. What characterizes it is a singularity. That's what, when you go study Vedanta, they call that singularity. There's one, and it appears in many forms, but it is only one. That's important to remember. So it says, consciousness is not brain. When I'm thinking something, when I'm studying something, when I'm hearing or eating or walking or any action, whether external or internal, I am feeling, remembering, enjoying, feeling sad, angry, remembering. Doesn't matter, there's no difference. All action is just action. So then you remember, oh, that which I really am, the witness of my mind, the one who watches my mind. When you say my mind is agitated, who is telling you mine is agitated? When you feel, I'm feeling very happy. Who is telling you that? The witness of the mind, the self. Everything that we take one step back and watch it, at that moment we immediately stay in the position or the witness presence. Baba used to talk a lot about that, and so our Gurudev also, many times to be the awareness of being a witness. A witness is like a camera. The camera, it sees, but it doesn't have an opinion. It doesn't have a feeling. It's just seeing, looking at things. And also, when you have somebody that you judge to be neutral in their opinion, and you say, can you be my witness? Can you be my witness that this person did this to me? Or can you be my witness that I'm going to get married? I don't know if they still use witnesses, but they did. So somebody who's just watching and doesn't have an opinion. So you say consciousness is not brain. Whatever is happening with the brain is not. Now the second one, it gets subtler and subtler. Consciousness is not mind. So mind is what you think, what you perceive, what you judge, what you combine these informations. No, she is German, so therefore she must be very punctual. And you get that information. Like she's Mexican, she must be very lazy. No, I'm Mexican. We create a reality with pieces of information that are not real. So therefore we go and take the stand as a witness. It's not mind. The mind is there, and how can we know that we are not mind? Because we can see it. Mind is a subtle object. Patanjali in the Yoga Sutra says, mind is just an object as any other object. It's a subtle object, and there are dense objects, but you can see it, you can judge it, you can change it, we can understand it. You can do many things to your mind, so you are not your mind. Then the third one says, it is not an object that can be known. It is not an object that can be known because it is singular. Singularity. It is a power that allows you to know, the power that allows you to hear, the power that allows you to speak. There's one of the Upanishads where it says, is the ear of the ear. So we have the ear, and in the ear we experience that function that is called hearing. But when we hear it, then we have to remember, by what power am I able to hear? What is it that allows me, that enables me to hear? That is one of the important parts of that Upanishad. The ear of the ear is a place where you go and then you know that foundation is there, and you can use it many ways. You can even close it if you don't want to hear. It says the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye. Because the eye, we think, okay, the eye is good for seeing. We study that many times, but to me it's always amazing. Then we see, but what we see is filtered. Is light that reflects itself, bounces from the object, enters the cornea, and then this sends the brain information, and the information that we get from that action is a mix of what we think it is, what we truly, more or less, is. See? So it is all like that. So the thing is to go to the power, the ear of the ear, the eye of the eye, the mind of the mind, and everything that is happening comes from that foundation. So it is not an object that can be known. There's actually a list of things that you cannot do with consciousness. You need not grasp it. You cannot understand it. You cannot name it. It's a long list. So as we go, my experience, as we go more and more into what you cannot do, then you find yourself more into what is, which is something that cannot be named, but exists, and by which we exist. So when we say, some people meditate looking for the self, then we cannot find it because we are in the self. The self is not in us. The Atman is not in us. We are in it. We are in that creativity, in that potentiality. That is where we are. So we're looking, so to say, in the wrong place. Then the fourth one says, it is not many. There's not many consciousnesses. In Patanjali Yoga Sutras, it says that there's many consciousnesses, but in reality is singularity. The singularity thing and every person and every action, which appears to be different for some time, and then it subsides. So it is not many, and the last one, it is not two. Like if you want to go and know this, cannot know it unless you lose yourself in it. So the 5 negations, and doesn't need to be in that order, is not brain, not mind, not an object to be known, not many, not two. It's just one. If you want to hear another description of what this consciousness is, of this existence is, it's very simple. It's only 2 words. It says, Anidam Chaitanyam, that which is not. That which is not consciousness. Because something that is an object to consciousness. And so that we can remember this, there's like a little trick here with the language. They say an object is that which objects to consciousness, which is like an objects, no? Objects is an obstacle for us to experience fully the consciousness that we are, the existence that we are. And the question here, I think, would be, okay, so when somebody reaches that plane, that state, and then is totally immersed in consciousness and existence and bliss, can they work? Can they lead a normal life? Or do they have to stay there? Because if it's in the silence, if it's in the quiet, it's a very particular place. When you leave that place, what happens? So what happens, I could say, would begin like this. The child that went to the movies with the father, then he will never forget that he knows the screen. Wherever he goes to another movie or even television, he would think, okay, the screen is there even though I don't see it. So he carries that knowledge with him or her. And then the greatest saints, for example, I mean, saints we call them because they're sages, they're very wise. Not exactly their behavior, that they're miracles and things like that. In Indian literature, sage or saint has a little different meaning. But somebody, let's say, like Shankaracharya, no? He was totally realized, he knew he was that, and he taught people, amazed his gurus, etc. At the same time, he founded 4 mats, 4 monasteries in different corners of India. He traveled a lot, he taught a lot, he wrote so much, books and books and books, and he died before turning 30. So the activity is not in conflict with this state. We say also Baba, no? Muktananda, didn't meet him in person, but traveling, world tours, meeting thousands and thousands of people literally every day, giving them everything, answering questions, writing books, doing videos, never leaving that knowledge. So we don't need to be scared to attain that. They say that somebody once came and asked him, Baba, what is going to happen when I get enlightened, when I reach that state? Will I be able to continue my normal life? And he says, get enlightened and then we talk. It's ours. It's more and more, the more I read this, and I think everybody here, it's mine. It's not something that I really have to fight so much for. It's really there just to remember, Then there is the person who brought Vedanta to America, to the West, was Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda was the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna in India, and I found something so interesting, that he was an intuitive scientist. He was brilliant. Luckily for us, he was born the 19th century, so there's pictures, there's photographs, there's books, there's things he wrote, recordings. So whatever they say he said, he actually said it. It's not here, somebody heard it. And what they say that when he was living here in the state of New York, in a place here, it's very close to here, and it's called the Vivekananda Retreat, where I used to study Sanskrit. It's very close. He was there, and he found out there was something called the Encyclopedia Britannica, the creation of which the Encyclopedia Britannica is in itself another talk, because it's about people who just took this task, and no matter what the difficulties, they finished the big 10, when it started, 10 volumes of Encyclopedia Britannica, full of information about the whole world and many subjects, literature, history, geography, Encyclopedia Britannica. So Vivekananda discovered that such a thing existed, and then he asked somebody from the house where he was living to bring him one. He read it, sent it back. He got another, read it, sent it back. And when he was in the fourth volume, somebody asked him, but do you understand everything? Because clearly English was not his first language. And he says, I know everything what is in those books. And they didn't believe him. So he says, ask me anything. So they opened randomly, and they asked him, and he recited the whole paragraph complete. Say, there's nothing as powerful as a mind that is focused, that is concentrated. So for me, it's great because I'm not very concentrated sometimes. He had the power to meditate, and there is a picture of him where his face is full of flies, but he didn't feel them. He was so in his meditation, for example. And then he had meditations, and he came with answers to the problems of science there. For example, Lord Thomson, Lord Rutherford, and all the British that were trying to find the difference between the cosmos and the atom, like how were they different, or what is the same thing, it's only a different size. Niels Bohr, all these names that sound so familiar to us. Well, it says here, an itinerant monk of India said of his idea that the plan of the universe in material plane follows the identical prototype for both micro world and the macro world. Okay? This is it's just one paragraph. He will define it early in 1890, that whether it is of the earth, sun, or the tiniest particle of matter, the plan followed is alike. So the thing is the same, big or small. One is a reflection of the other. He came up with this idea after he went to meditation, and then he came out, of course. Arousing from a reverie that followed his deep meditation below an old peepal tree beside a watercourse near Almora, he penned down his idea in a notebook and wrote. He wrote, "The plan of the universe of both micro world and macro world are built on the same plan, like the whole universe exists in the atom." So this is very now, right? This is quantum physics, but that was in 18 something. Then he said his idea was as anti-science in that era, where the general faith was that the atoms are the smallest particle of matter and they are undividable. But quarter century later, it proved to be the accurate scientific reality. So after a meditation, he touched that space that we're talking about. And there's some reading because I find it that we could. So touching that bottom of knowledge. In the Bohr planetary replica of the arrangement of atoms, it is obligatory to add that Bohr's model was remodeled by Sommerfeld in the inquiry of the details. He introduced the possibility notion of the orbiting part of the electron. But the account does not end there. I'm going slowly, I think. It says, he met Nikola Tesla, and all these notions that he had from his meditations, he asked Nikola Tesla to write the equivalent in mathematics. But he was not always able to do it. It took 15 more years for Albert Einstein to do it. So when I found this thing, I said, okay, well, we can do something with our mind. It says, when you look at the universe, keep in mind, this is Vivekananda, keep in mind that you can lessen it to matter or to force, meaning energy. So the universe, you can lessen it, you can concentrate it to matter and force. If we augment the velocity, the mass decreases. After this, it took 15 years for Albert Einstein to write his famous formula. So I'm not going to go too much into this, but I can send you the link. Such daring declaration had to stay for another 9 years. Convertibility of matter and energy from Einstein's equation in 1905. The same monk, delivering a conversation on the absolute manifestation, affirmed indifferently, as if a representative of the scientific society, that science nowadays is telling us that all things are but demonstration of one energy, is the main thing, which is the dotting up of the whole thing which exists. Such one energy declaration that he said in 1896 is a matter of investigation in the 21st century. Everybody wants to know about it today. Scientists worldwide are functioning out, even today, a century and a half later, to reach that goal recognition of single energy, like cheat and sat. They are singular. Single energy whose realm, all other forms can be incorporated. I'm going to stop here because it's time to stop. But what we have the fortune of studying here are not spiritual books that would be life of saints. It is the life of people that are just like us. And I find a great inspiration. Like Guru was always saying, think magnificently, think magnanimously, So when you come here, and sometimes people have asked us, why do I feel so full? Why do I feel so happy just to be here? Being here because this energy is worshipped all the time. So make plans to come in March. We're going to have a great, great program. And to finish this, I want to tell you something funny. This is not my joke. Could be, but it's not. I found it. There is a book. I'm studying currently the story of the United States of America. So I was reading something about George Washington, who was the first president of this beautiful country. And the book is called You Never Forget Your First. You never forget your first, because it was the first president. Get it? So, you never forget the self. Let's keep remembering the self at all times, in all activities, good, bad, seemingly different. And yes, it is wonderful. We're going to have a great year 2025, studying all these things. So I thank you very much for your attention, because I feel it, and to me it's very fulfilling. Because sometimes I don't know, I'm the only one interested in these things. And happy Thanksgiving, happy everything, happy every day. And we'll see you very soon. And we continue with the program now with chanting. Sagurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.
So we'll do a little bit of kirtan. We'll do Jai Jai Ram, Krishna Hari, Raja Ram, Krishna Hari. So we'll do that for about 15 minutes. And then we'll
अजनासी
पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी
पूर्ण मोक्तानंद प्रकाशी नवरधरणी आरती थाला चंद्र सूरज दो दीप उजाला नवरधरणी आरती थाला चंद्र सूरज दो दीप उजाला अगर चंदन धूप विराजे अगर चंदन सब धूप विराजे झूला में रोचवर तरुरा सिया रति लीजो आरती लीजो अज विनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मुक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो फूल वनस्पति है ये सारी सातों सागर जल की झारी फूल वनस्पति है ये सारी सातों सागर जल की झारी गगन अनाहत बाजे बाजे गगन अनाहत बाजे बाजे गाजे गडरे यम आरती लीजो आरती लीजो अज विनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मुक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो चार प्रकार के अन्न गोपाला सोए तेरो भोग रसाला चार प्रकार के अन्न गोपाला सोए तेरो भोग रसाला लोक चतुर दिश मंदिर तेरो लोक चतुर दिश मंदिर तेरो घट घट आसन स्वयं विकासी आरती लीजो आरती लीजो अजनासी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मुक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो महावाक्य वेदन के जो है सो तेरो चरणामृत सो है महावाक्य वेदन के जो है सो तेरो चरणामृत सोहे सद्गुरु पुजारी देव चरणामृत सद्गुरु पुजारी देव चरणामृत पिए नारे नरबंद विना श्री आरती ली जो आरती ली जो अजनाशी पूर्ण नित्यानंद प्रकाशी पूर्ण मुक्तानंद प्रकाशी आरती लीजो
धन्य धन्य प्रदक्षिणा सद्गुरु रायाची झाले वरसुरवर विमान उतरा याची धन्य धन्य प्रदक्षिणा सद्गुरु रायाची झाले वरसुरवर विमान उतरा याची पर ससका त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव मम देव देवा दुराकरो दुःख दारसभा दया करो भगवान मना मंदिर में पुष्पालो तेरा निर्मल ज्ञान जिस घर मेरो आरती चरण कमल चितला थारी वासा करे ज्योत अनंत जगाए जहाँ भक्त कीर्तन करे बहे प्रेम दरिया हरि श्रवण करे सत्य लोक से आए सब कुछ दिया आपने भेंट करुण्या नमस्कार की भेंट करूं जोड़ में दोनों हाथ नमस्कार की भेंट करूं जोड़ में दोनों हाथ ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। गच्छध्वं संवदध्वं संभो मनां सिजानतां देवावगम्यता पूर्वे संजानना उपासते समानो मन्त्रसमिति समानि समानः सह चित्तमेषां समानं मन्त्रमभिमन्त्रये वसमानेन वो अविषाजुहोमि समाने वा कुरुते समाना हृदयानि वा समानमस्तु वो मनो यथा वासु सासते हरि ओम। ॐ Aushadayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shantir Vishave Deva Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvagum Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredi Jato Yata Samihase Tato No Abhayam Kuru Shannaha Kuru Prajabhyo Bhayanaha Pashubhyaha Om Shanti 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 Sushantirvavatu Sarvarishta Sarvobhadrava Shantirastu Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. So this concludes our Sunday morning satsang, and thank you, Nityeshwari, for your wonderful talk offering. And the reason why she's wishing us all a happy Thanksgiving is because she leaves this week for Mexico for her vacation with her family for a couple of weeks, and then we'll see her back here at the beginning of December. So satsangs continue as we do each week on Sundays, and next week we have Larry Holmes. So he'll be making his offering again on the Upanishads for the second to the last one of this year. And as we all go down to Namaste for our lunch prasad, so we're doing it just a little bit differently today, so listen carefully. When you go down there, we won't be going to the dining room. The dining room is being used for the retreat, and they're concluding lunch. They've been in silence since Friday at 10 a.m. All of their gadgets were collected. They've all been living in this house for the last 3 days. So they give them all back to them, their telephones, their iPads, their laptops. They give them all back. I think that should have happened by now. And I guess I think they break their silence before 12. So by the time we go down there, let's just also be sensitive to them all kind of coming out of that, and not to be the group that goes down there just at high volume, just going gently. So we will be having our lunch prasad in the lobby. We may need a couple of minutes. I'm going to request Govind and Sita. As soon as we're done here with the announcements, they'll head down and set up a couple of tables in the lobby with some chairs for everybody. Our serving table will also be in the lobby, separate from theirs, because I have a special menu. So we won't be collecting our food from the dining room, but everything for all of us will be provided for in the lobby. So just to be aware of that. And as I said, next week we have Larry, so we're all looking forward to that. And everybody stay warm. It's a little chilly out there. And we'll see you all next Sunday. And Gurudev is in Delhi and just finished a satsang at the Greenfield School, and is heading to Hyderabad this week, and then back up to Haridwar. So if you want to follow his thing on the social media and see where the satsangs are and all of that, it's all there. For our enjoyment, including right here at home at Shanti Mandir, Walden. Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.